Is it possible that two of Hollywood's favorite leading ladies are caught in a feud they can't quite hide anymore? Fans have spent years trying to decode every smile, every interview, and every split-second reaction these actresses share in front of the camera, convinced there's more happening behind the scenes than meets the eye. If you've been following the chatter about Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, you know the rumors of tension never really faded. But now, after a red carpet moment that had fans hitting replay over and over, the conversation seems louder than ever. Before we dive deeper, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay in the loop on Hollywood's biggest controversies, hidden truths, and must-hear stories.
Did Anna Kendrick just diss Blake Lively on the red carpet of their new movie? You guys are not going to want to miss this one.
Could there be genuine hostility simmering beneath the surface? Or is this just another case of celebrity gossip spiraling out of control? Some people say Anna and Blake are simply too different to ever become besties, while others insist that this is a long-time grudge they can't quite bury. One thing's for sure, the signs, both big and small, keep piling up. And if you look closely, you might see why so many viewers believe these two can barely stand being in the same room. So grab a seat because we're about to break down.
I think about her all the time. The faceless blonde I thought I knew. Was she a glamorous PR executive or a cold-blooded killer?
Every subtle clue that suggests Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively are far from Hollywood's latest best friend duo. Back in 2018, when A Simple Favor was first announced, fans were excited to see two high-profile actresses share the screen. Anna Kendrick had a reputation for quick-witted humor and a down-to-earth vibe, while Blake Lively was widely known for her perfectly curated fashion moments, social media banter, and that classic Hollywood sweetheart appeal. At first, everything looked promising. But under the polished promos and red carpet smiles, rumors circulated that things weren't so harmonious. Insiders hinted at friction on set, some suggesting Anna found Blake's style difficult, others saying Blake felt upstaged by Anna's comedic energy. Nobody went on record to confirm or deny these whispers, but fans began reading between them lines. Subtle cues started popping up for those who paid attention. Anna sometimes seemed uncharacteristically cautious in interviews, like she was choosing every word with care. Meanwhile, Blake held onto the spotlight, interjecting jokes or stories mid-conversation. And in the era of online fan communities, every interview clip is dissected to the second, fueling theories that these two co-stars were simply tolerating each other rather than bonding. When A Simple Favor finally premiered, the promotional tour provided a treasure trove of evidence for those suspecting tension. In one interview after another, the chemistry seemed off. Anna, known for her sarcastic one-liners and witty comebacks, looked more reserved than usual. Blake, on the other hand, was all smiles, sometimes launching into lengthy anecdotes that overshadowed Anna's quieter remarks. Then, one moment took center stage in fan discussions: Anna's Vanity Fair lie detector test. The playful segment asked if she thought Blake was nice. Anna paused for just a beat, then answered, "Somewhat." The test confirmed she was telling the truth, and the internet erupted. Was Anna playfully teasing her co-star, or was this a subtle jab at Blake's real personality? Neither actress came forward to clarify, which only made fans more confident that something was brewing beneath the surface. A few months passed, and people started to forget, until whispers resurfaced about a possible sequel. Suddenly, everyone remembered that awkward lie detector test and the stilted press interviews. Speculation grew. If these two truly couldn't stand each other, would they sign on for a second movie? Fast forward to the announcement of another Simple Favor. While fans of the first film were excited, many were just as interested in how Anna and Blake might handle yet another round of press events. Had they resolved whatever tension existed before, or would new interviews add more fuel to the fire? The rumor mill kicked into high gear. Some guessed that time had healed any bad blood, pointing out that seasoned professionals can work together seamlessly, even if they're not best friends. Others noted that Anna seemed reluctant, rarely mentioning Blake's name in early interviews about the sequel. Meanwhile, Blake appeared as polished as ever, sharing lighthearted social posts and praising how fun the project would be. Their director, Paul Feig, kept insisting he loved working with both of them. Initially, it sounded like standard Hollywood PR, a feel-good statement to ensure fans stayed focused on the movie instead of the drama. But for anyone already convinced of real tension, those vague reassurances only raised eyebrows. Why was there a need to reassure people in the first place? Had the behind-the-scenes friction become too big a rumor to ignore? Everything reached a boiling point at the South by Southwest Film Festival, where another simple favor got some buzz-building attention. Anna and Blake showed up on the red carpet alongside Paul Feig, posing for photos and fielding the usual questions. Yet, one brief exchange stole the show and the internet's attention. It started innocently enough. A reporter asked Blake how it felt to reunite with Anna for the sequel. Blake beamed, delivering a perfectly rehearsed soundbite, something about being so happy and excited to work together again. Moments later, the same reporter turned to Anna, asking, "What does it mean to be working with Blake again?" Anna's response was shockingly short. She offered little more. Then, before sidestepping into another topic. It couldn't have been more than a handful of words.
No, I've muted some people. Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah. Blake Lively.
That tiny snippet spoke volumes. Fans took to social media in a frenzy. Thousands of tweets and Reddit comments dissected Anna's tone, her facial expression, and the way Blake seemed. To force a smile afterward, body language experts weighed in, explaining how Anna's stiff posture indicated disinterest, while Blake's reaction was a classic case of someone trying to mask embarrassment or frustration. Short as it was, that exchange captured a moment where neither actress could fully disguise how they might really feel about each other. For anyone familiar with Anna Kendrick's persona, that quick response fit right into her reputation. Blunt, no nonsense, and unapologetic about it. She's the kind of celebrity who jokes about her own insecurities on Twitter rather than playing the polished Hollywood game. Blake Lively, on the other hand, is known for being camera-ready at all times. Hair perfect, smile bright, witty social. Media quips at the ready. Placing them side by side on a red carpet, the contrast can't be ignored. Where Blake might deliver a glowing, carefully phrased answer to a generic question, Anna is just as likely to respond with droll humor or minimal enthusiasm if she's not feeling the topic. In their earlier A Simple Favor press interactions, viewers often saw Blake dominate the conversation, while Anna hung back, offering the occasional nod or smirk. It wasn't necessarily hostile, but it never felt like the two were vibing naturally. Now, with another simple favor looming, it looks like Anna isn't interested in keeping up any facade beyond what professionalism demands. Her response at SXSW, though brief, seemed loaded with subtext. After years of rumors, fans took that as confirmation. She's over it. And the more Blake tried to pour on the charm, the more it highlighted the underlying disconnect. In the days following the SXSW event, the internet exploded with debates, memes, and scorching hot takes. Entertainment news sites ran headlines like "No bad blood between A Simple Favor stars" or "Anna Kendrick's dry humor sparks feud rumors." Some outlets tried to spin it as a joke, suggesting Anna's deadpan style is just her brand of sarcasm. But once again, fans remained unconvinced, pointing out this was far from the first time Anna and Blake appeared cold toward each other. Paul Feig, perhaps hoping to calm the situation, took to social media to praise both actresses. His posts read like carefully worded PR statements, expressing how much he adored their collaboration. Yet, people noted he didn't outright say, "They love working together." Instead, he focused on how he loved working with them. It might seem like a minor distinction, but it was enough to make fans suspect he was tiptoeing around the real issue. This drama inevitably shapes how people view Another Simple Favor. Instead of purely celebrating the film, a chunk of the conversation centers on whether the leads can even stand each other. Ironically, that kind of buzz might help ticket sales. Controversy often draws curious viewers. But for the actresses themselves, it's an uncomfortable spotlight that overshadows any talk about their performances or the story. If the feud rumors persist, it could mean more awkward interviews, more forced photo ops, and more dissected moments, making it tough to maintain the usual Hollywood sheen. With the sequel still pending release, nobody knows for sure if there's a plan for a trilogy. Studios love extending successful franchises, but behind-the-scenes tensions can turn an otherwise profitable venture into a headache. If Anna and Blake truly clash, a third film might pose an even bigger challenge. Why risk more uncomfortable? Headlines when a studio could pivot to a different cast or a different project entirely? Shaping their public images, Anna's brusque honesty doesn't appear to be hurting her popularity. If anything, she's gained admiration for being unapologetically herself. Blake, however, is now fielding questions about whether her bright, public-facing persona is genuine or just a PR mask. Neither actress is likely to suffer catastrophic career damage. They both have strong resumes and dedicated fans. Still, "are they feuding?" narrative can stick around, especially if social media continues to dig up awkward moments. Amidst all the theories, there's still the possibility that Anna and Blake are simply mismatched personalities, not mortal enemies. Hollywood often pairs actors who wouldn't necessarily be close off screen. The real question is whether this rumored hostility is just a product of fans reading too much into short clips and body language. After all, a quick eye roll or a tiny sigh can turn into a viral moment on the internet, but the sheer number of awkward interactions, some more noticeable than others, makes it tough to ignore the possibility that they don't get along. Anna's minimal engagement, Blake's all-smiles approach, the director's vague statements, and that telltale lie detector moment all come together like pieces of a puzzle. If it's not outright dislike, it might be a mutual indifference. Just enough to feel awkward when they're on a press tour together. When Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively first teamed up, nobody predicted fans would spend this much time analyzing every word, every smile, and every pause. Yet here we are, with online forums dedicated to interpreting their body language and piecing together a feud timeline. For casual viewers, it's an entertaining bit of celebrity drama. For those who love uncovering behind-the-scenes mysteries, it's a treasure trove of speculation. Looking ahead, will they manage to keep this tension from overshadowing another simple favor? Or will more telling moments surface, turning a routine press tour into viral internet fodder? Anna's short, pointed responses signal she might be tired of tiptoeing, while Blake shows no sign of dialing down her trademark positivity. That clash of energies is precisely what keeps fans hooked. Ultimately, only Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively know the full story. Everyone else is guessing from a handful of awkward interviews, cryptic social media statements, and one instantly viral red carpet moment. But this much is clear. After South by Southwest, the chatter isn't going away anytime soon. Feud or no feud, the internet loves a Hollywood mystery, and these two have provided plenty to chew on. So, what do you think? Is Anna simply done pretending? Is Blake's high-energy politeness genuine, or just another act for the cameras? Let us know your take on this saga, and remember, you've already hit that subscribe button, right? Stick around, because if their dynamic keeps getting more awkward, we may see even bigger revelations the next time Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively share a spotlight.